Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to react into a video called What's the Dumbest Thing an American Has Ever Said to You Part 3 TikTok. So I think, I don't know, like people can get pretty dumb. I don't know if like they're, again, I don't know if like the people are trying to be funny and they come across as like people think, oh, because they're being so serious and people think, oh, they're being for real, or they're actually being, no, I'm being so serious right now, and you know, people, you know, think they're stupid and they're maybe a little bit uneducated. I don't like to use the word stupid. Maybe uneducated would be the right term. So I'm a little scared about like the situations that we're going to be encountering, but you know, I'm going to be brave about this. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I'm gonna do this video in English because it's so hilarious and I just want people to know, because ironically not many Americans know this. So I went to high school in Florida. When I first got there, Latina, Hispanic, I don't remember if I was in a classroom or at lunch. I think it was before the class started in a classroom. And to some people, even though my English can be okay, gringos can tell I'm a foreigner. Oops. So this white girl that was in front of me, she heard me talking to somebody and she asked where I was from. So I said, oh, I'm from Puerto Rico. And then she went, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Why? It must have been so harsh for you to get here as an immigrant.
They don't know Puerto Rico's from the United States.
Not the colonizer not knowing they colonized me. No, I'm a US citizen since 1917 because Puerto Rico was invaded by the US in 1898. But Puerto Rico is not in America. Diablo, que tipa más bestia, holy shit.
Yeah, America's
when I was last in America, this guy was like, hey man, where's your accent from? And I was like, oh, I'm British. And then he was like, British? It sounds more like Scottish or something. First of all, my accent is very clearly English. It's not Scottish.
It isn't at all.
Second, Scotland is in Great Britain, so a Scottish accent is a British accent anyway.
So I'm American, obviously, but I got a story for you. This one time, I was at an audition in Nashville, and I was sitting next to this pretty blonde girl. I asked her where she was from, and she said, I'm from Alabama. How about you? Nice. I'm from Oklahoma. Huh? I'm from Oklahoma? What is that? Excuse me? What is that? What is it? It's a state. Like in the United States? Yes.
That's what makes it better.
United States of America. I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of Oklahoma?
Heard of Oklahoma? No, where is that? It's like
right next to you.
Right in the middle of the country. Like right above Texas, you know? Oh. So it's next to California? That is 100% a true story.
Canadian here. Right after I moved to America, I went to the Social Security office so that I could apply for a Social Security number so that I could work in America.
Yeah, illegally.
I went up to the little kiosk and I punched in that I was applying for my very first Social Security number. And the man who was working there said, excuse me, ma'am, you're going to want to punch in that you're applying for a replacement card, not a new number.
No.
And I said, no, sir, I don't have a Social Security number. I am applying for the first time. And he said, and you're an American? And I said, no, sir, I actually just moved here from Canada just a couple of weeks ago. And he said this. Ma'am, I have to say, your English is amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
Incredible. When did you know?
After learning my name, people like to ask me where I'm from. And I tell them.
What's her
I'm
name?
from Czech Republic.
Oh, okay.
And then they ask what I speak. And so I tell them, I speak Czech. And then they ask me, oh, so you speak Russian? So are you Russian?
What's up with Russia?
Czechoslovakia, that's a part of Russia.
That
so you're
exist.
Russian. So you grew up in the USSR. You're Russian. Do you speak Russian? Do you speak Russian? Do you speak Russian?
The obsession with Russia.
Do you speak Russian?
Говоришь по-русски.
Oh yeah, that's right. You must be Russian. No, I'm not. Wrong country, wrong language, and the wrong country.
So
I have to say that one, again, maybe I can give them a little pass. you know, maybe older people, they got stuck in like in the Soviet Union, and they've been like in a coma for the past like 30 years or so. So maybe I can give them a pass. For younger people, I don't know what's their excuse.
Just preface this and say I'm from Canada, right? And the one time I ever went to Los Angeles, California, I was somewhere around Santa Monica Beach with my family, and I went to a skate shop and I bought myself a skate deck. And when I told the dude who was working there, who sold me the deck, when I told him I was Canadian, his response, like his mouth dropped and he was like, "You can skateboard in snow?" And I laughed and said, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, it's a frozen wasteland there, isn't it?" And it's like, no, it's sunny, and
It's normal.
there's only snow for 85% of the year. The other 15%, you can skateboard like nothing, right? And he's like, "Oh, well, if it isn't snowy all the time, how do you live in igloos?" I'm not lying at all.
Walk out of it. You walk
So
out
I'm
of
from
the
Germany,
store.
but I've lived in Switzerland for my entire life until 2015 when my family moved to the US. And I spent 2 years living there, so I've heard a lot of dumb shit, but here's the worst of it.
Okay, let's
So
hear
one
it.
time I was with a group of people and I was on the phone with my friend in Germany, and when we hung up, I said, "Good night, sleep well." And this guy is like, so he goes, "Why is she going to bed? It's like 3 p.m. And so I had to explain that because she's in Germany, she's 6 hours ahead because of time zones. And he looks really confused, like, and then he asked me if Germany is 6 hours ahead, why did nobody ever warn them about 9/11 happening?
No way,
This
that's
guy
real.
literally thought that time zones meant that you could
You're living in the
time
future.
travel.
Once I was
Maybe
sitting
it
in
was
a
a
bar
joke.
in Atlanta, and this man kept calling me an Arab. And, like, I didn't know what an Arab was, because Americans can't pronounce shit, man. And so, like, I was just staring at him, like, what is this dude saying? And I was like, I don't understand your accent. And my American friend said to me, he's calling you an Arab. And I was like, oh. And I turned around and I went, dude, no, I'm Pakistani. This one isn't about me being brown. This one is about me being English. So I was out with my friends at this, like, pizza place, I think, and some dude came over, and he was a friend of my friend, and he was like, "Do you guys have pizza in the UK? Like, seriously, do we have
No.
pizza?" Like, not even sarcastic. And I was like, "Oh, you know, they banned pizza in the 80s because the Queen choked on some pizza. And, like,
She's
so
checking
now you can
pepperoni.
only buy pizza on the black market, and it's really hard because, like, you don't know the kind of quality they put in the cheese. Sometimes it's, like, rat milk, and the vegetables are, like, they come from, like, the trash." And he was like, "Shit, man, England is
Unbelievable.
rough. Yeah, don't even have pizza."
So some basic.
I love her because yes, that's I think everyone should reply to like those dumb, stupid questions exactly like that. Yes, you're totally right. That's true. It's like, yeah, let them believe that because they're gonna, like, you know, like win stupid games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I think this is similar. It's like, whatever, ask dumb questions, get dumb answers, basically.
Like biatch in Costco looked at me and said, "Go back to your own country." I was with my mom who wears a headscarf, and I was like, "Honey, I have no accent, and I know there are 50 states in this greater America. Do you know that? Do you know that? Have you written 2 novels, honey? Can you spell tsunami? T-S-U-N-A-M-I. Tsunami, bitch." I mean, give me a break. When you look at foreigners and immigrants in this country and say, "Go back to your own country," honey, we speak better English than you do, and we have more degrees, counted degrees, than you can ever get, you basic
That's true.
American from Idaho. Eat your potatoes and shut your mouth. Nyeh.
Not Idaho.
A 6-pack of beer, please. Cool. I just need to see your ID. Here you go. I can't take that. You can't
Why?
take my passport?
Always a
It's
passport.
not a valid form of ID. You gotta have
Really?
American ID to buy alcohol in America.
No,
It's an
what?
American passport. It says my birthplace is Tennessee.
Oh my
You
God.
gotta get an American passport to come to America. Everybody knows that. You know that because you have one. That's not true at all.
What is
If you're
this?
such an American, why can't you just give me your driver's license? Because my wallet got stolen. And even if I did have that, you can take a passport.
This is a stupid
Let me
discussion.
go ask my manager if she'll make an exception. Hi, what seems to be the problem here?
You're not the manager.
The cashier won't let me use my passport as identification to buy beer. Yeah, you gotta have an American ID to buy alcohol in America.
No,
but that's really cool, though. I've never seen a passport before. Where are you
You've
from?
never seen a passport?
Here!
She's like, Tennessee. I'm from
Do you
Tennessee.
have Christmas in Ireland? Yes, we do.
No.
Do you have Thanksgiving in Ireland?
No.
No, we don't. Do you have Halloween in Ireland? We invented the fucking thing.
I have made a video before about the dumb shit Americans have said to me since moving here, and almost every single day, especially when I would work at the movie theatre, I would get people coming up to me, just staring and being like,
"Why?
I didn't know there were black people from England." Like, okay, keep that shit to yourself. That's embarrassing.
So let's set the scene. It's early July and I'm in Marrakesh. I've just checked into this hostel and I'm sitting on one of these chairs here by the pool. So this young couple from Georgia sparks up a conversation with me. So the couple invite me up to like the roof, this like roof patio thing, to see the fireworks. So we end up on the roof terrace here, mingling with various nationalities. And the Americans are asking like, does anyone know when the fireworks start? Everyone's a bit confused. Anyway, it transpires that is the 4th of July, American Independence Day. We're in Morocco. There's maybe like 10 of us all trying to explain to this American couple why they probably don't have fireworks for the 4th of July in Marrakesh, Morocco. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned for more.
No, this. I'm speechless. There's a lot of like, I laugh, but again, I'm laughing and a little bit enraged by some of them, a lot of them. Like, specifically, I have to say, like, the guy from the movie theater, that's crazy. Like he said, like, it's embarrassing. Keep it to yourself. You know what? I agree. It would be, I think that's actually a really good reply as well. Why would you, like, say that? Why are you trying to show people that you're stupid and that you're dumb and you're so uncultured that you don't know anything about the world? So it is embarrassing. And I think, like he said, it's true, because I think even if you're like, you're so narrow-minded that that's what you think, like only black people exist in the US, why would you go around and ask them? Like, why would you look at like a black person and ask them, wow, like, where are you from? Like, you're from like whatever place. Oh, there's black people there. Why would you actually like verbalize that question? I think, like, again, people are so like not even entitled, just plain like rude. I don't know, like, what would you ask there? What would you ask someone that the one that said about like the immigrants, I have to say, like, I kind of low-key agree. Like, he was like, you're so uncultured. Like, immigrants here like know better English, they speak better English, they actually have college degrees, like. Yes, and it's kind of like insane to me as well. Not to get, again, it's like a little, serious about it, because it's like a serious matter as well. But like, do you know, like, do they think that the United States, like it's basically a land that was built like on immigrants? Like, no one, I know, well, by this point, yes, of course, it's a country that has been around for like 200 years. But at this point, it's like, yes, of course, my family, it's from America, so they don't really have. There's less of my family they were immigrants. But at some point, I can guarantee you, like 90% of them were immigrants at some point. Like, you come from a family of immigrants. Even, I know that's probably a little bit less uncommon. People are less aware of like where their backgrounds and stuff. But it's like, it's crazy to me that a country that, again, was built on immigrants, it's so like caught up on like, oh, go back to your own country. It's like, your family came here. Like, you're not even like, even if you feel like, yes, I'm so American, it's like, yes, of course, but like, are you aware that you come from a family of immigrants and this country was actually built on immigrants? It's crazy to me that you're like, oh, we're hating on them. It's like, that's crazy. And also what he said, I think statistics show that immigrants do have like better education than the actual people that live there. So, it's crazy. Again, not to get all like political or like serious, but it is quite an insane thing. Like, if you look at it like that. the one about like the woman that was trying to like buy alcohol with her passport, and like even the manager was like, no, you need a valid form of ID. It's like, no, a passport, what do you think a passport is? Like, do you think I just print it out? Like, what do you think a passport is? And they were like, even, oh wow, I've never seen a passport in my life. I think that tells you everything. And again, I think that tells you everything about culture, and again, not everyone, but like how culture is in general and how people tend to be in a lot of places in the US. It could be summarized by that. Oh, I've never seen a passport in my life. That's the thing. It's like, wow, what a cool thing. They've never even seen passports. That tells you everything you need to know about like how sort of like how narrow and how like small their views are and how they see the world. It's like, again, it's not like a sad thing, because they have like, I don't think you need to like go and see the world. Like, some people don't have the means, some people don't have the money, some people just didn't grow up that way. But there's internet, like you're online, like I can guarantee you, like you can learn stuff online. So again, what's your excuse at some point? Like, it's kind of crazy. And I have to say, like, she must have been like so frustrated by the whole thing. Like, this is a valid form of ID. I have a passport. And you don't need to ask that many questions of like, oh, how come you don't have your driver's license if you were born in Tennessee? How come you don't have your driver's license? It's like, I don't need to have to explain to you why I don't have a driver's license with me. Like, you don't need to like over explain it. It got stolen. I don't know, I lost it, whatever, it's my business. Like, you can just take my passport. It's crazy. But again, I'm wondering if it happens, because I think those kind of things are more common. Again, not to be all like cliche, but I think a lot of these things happen in southern states, and not even states, just like smaller towns. I think in general, in the South, they tend to be quite like that. You know, but that's why they call it like the boonies. Like, it's a lot of things that do happen there. So I don't know if she said it. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember if she said like where exactly that happen to her. But I think a lot of those like situations are probably more common in the South. Again, I'm being maybe a little bit cliche, but a lot of those towns in the South, they tend to be like that. Especially the one that was the guy the guy that told the story about the girl from Alabama. I loved the accent, and again, it's like she's from Alabama. So again, not an excuse for not knowing what Oklahoma is, but you know, again, it's the South. The one, and maybe the ones that can maybe give them like the one from the social security number, that she was from Canada, and the person like didn't know that in Canada, like what language they speak in Canada, and the other that also like they thought that people lived in equals in Canada and they had like snow all around. It's like, does he think that people live in the North Pole or something, in the Arctic? Like, it's crazy. And again, it's like maybe those are like maybe funny, harmless, but sad ultimately. The one that I'm maybe willing to give them a pass, I think, the one that was like trying to make a joke like 9/11 of like, oh, wouldn't they warn them? They're living in like 6 hours ahead. It's like maybe they were trying to be funny. I think that's the case. I know, maybe again they were like, it's a deadpan situation and they don't really understand. Like, they didn't explain that it's a joke. Actually, I think maybe even if that were me, I don't know how would you even reply to that. I think I would just try to save face, and I would be like, it was a joke, never mind. I don't know, because I would be so embarrassed by the whole situation that I would just like joke around. But ultimately, I think I love the girl was the British girl that was Pakistani, and she was like, yes, absolutely, let them believe stupid things. It's like, yes, pizza was banned. Yeah, they don't really have pizza in the UK. We don't have that. It's the first time that I'm having this. So next time like an American asks you like something stupid, like, oh wow, you're wearing clothes, is this like your first time wearing clothes or something? Is it your first time seeing a car? Yes, exactly. Like, just go along and say, yes, this is my first time seeing a car. I've never seen an SUV in my life, and this is my first time wearing clothes. Let them believe that, because again, it's like I can't educate you really. Like, this is too stupid. I'm sorry, but I don't have the mental capacity. So just let them believe that, because it's not, at some point in their adult lives, there's some curiosity that needs to happen, and they need to start learning about the world. And again, if it's not coming from them, it's never gonna come. So, let them believe what they want to, because they live in an alternate reality that it's completely opposite and different from what the other world actually lives on. So, they have their own bubble, they have their own thing, and it's like, maybe I don't really want to penetrate that bubble. I think it looks like a weird thing, and, maybe they should stay that way. That was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.